How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have some thick rank 3 6-star Corvus gameplay. So I first took him up to rank 2 and then played around with him. I just wanted to compare with my maxed 5-star, and he was doing about 8% more damage, which makes sense given their attack values. Then I finally got enough gold to take him all the way up to rank 3, level 45. Then I played around with him a bit in Act 6 chapter 4 and he was alright, nothing truly remarkable. But then I activated the suicide masteries and my god, he just ascended to a whole new level. It's actually ridiculous how much he can output for so little effort or execution. So yeah, I figured this would be a good time to activate suicides because it's off season, so I can at least place without taking them off, and switching masteries back and forth. So yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with them until the next season starts. So I wasn't sure how I want to structure this video. Initially I thought I was going to do a couple of boss solos from various fights in Act 6. But then I thought that might take some time, so maybe I should just do a series of videos where I can use them in different pieces of in-game content. Because Corvus is also one of those champs whose overall use is just so high that, he can shine in many places. Especially in stuff like Act 6. So today I'm just going to jump into Act 6 chapter 4.5 and quest with Corvus. And just get an authentic experience of what it's like to, run through Act 6 Chapter 4 with the rank 3 Corvus. So I'm going to pick a strong questing team, all my rank 3 6-stars, and Quake, although I'm not going to use any of them. I'm just going to use Corvus, but I still wanted to bring a practical questing team. Because I could just boost Corvus with the synergy team, but, I typically wouldn't do that when I'm questing, so... Also, he doesn't really need synergies. The only one worth mentioning is the one with Proxima that gives him the True Strike buff against evaders and auto blockers, but really it's not going to be necessary for this path. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the Arc Overload path, which has Arc Overload 2.0, Lionheart and Mirror Image. So first we have Wolverine X23 and she is a mutant champ, so that's one mission for Corvus. And this is going to be the longest fight by far since we don't have any missions or cruelty buffs, which shouldn't be too bad. So I go and I'm going to do the usual medium light medium combo, because mediums do more damage than light attacks, and Corvus is all about maximizing your damage within those set of glaive charges. So no missions and we're doing 4.5k mediums, which isn't that bad. And also these fights do have Arc Overload, and all these champs have some form of regen in their base abilities, so she might only have about 220,000 health, but if you add all the regen, it could be very close to fighting a 300k health opponent. So the first special 2 does about, 43,000? If I added correctly. But yeah, without missions it's not going to be that much. Now what I want to do is pull up to my next special 2 before using up my glaive charges. So what I'm doing is just dropping 2 light attacks, almost in one combo, but it's actually in 2 combos, because what I'm doing is I'm pausing after the first light attack so I can throw another light attack that won't crit. There's only the first light attack in Corvus's combo that doesn't crit, so I can just parry, throw a light attack, and then before the stun expires I can throw another light attack which won't crit because I paused for long enough that it registers as a new combo. So that's just the small tip that I like using if I know that one more special 2 will end the fight or get me close to ending the fight, instead of waiting for the next set of glaive charges. And it should always work if the opponent doesn't have Limba or some other ability that lowers debuff duration. And now that I don't have any glaive charges, I'm going to do full combos. So yeah, that's going to be the longest fight by far on this path. Okay, next up we have Darkhawk with the same nodes, and now we have one mission. And we have class advantage, so the damage should be a lot better than in the previous fight. And now I'm going to get the tech mission, but I first want to get the evade/auto block mission. And now we are doing 10k mediums from the get-go. And yeah, this is what I was talking about, Corvus having such high output for so little effort. You do one mission and now you get some very good damage output. And now what I want to do is just knock him down so he goes into shield mode. Then he throws a special 1 and I'm going to punish it, because he will auto block that. And now I want to knock him down again to get the mission. Okay, so 2 missions now, and I actually want to wait for the shield to expire just so I can do a bit more damage, because it does lower your crit damage when he has that shield active. Maybe drop 1 or 2 more combos, then a special 2. And yeah, finish him off with a nice 95k special too. And that felt pretty good, I must say. Corvus' special 2 is just very satisfying. Alright, moving on, now we have Gold Pool. Same nodes. And now we don't have class advantage, but we're still doing 10k mediums, now that we have 3 missions. So I'm just going to do the usual medium, light, medium. And then more towards the end, I would like to gauge how much health he has and just see where my reach is. And then maybe I'll start dropping full combos where I do 5 hits before the special 2. But yeah, I mean, these fights are just going down so quickly. And he goes down. What is that? 25 or 30 seconds to take down a 220k health opponent with a bit of regen. Needless to say, I know who I'm using if I ever want to do a legend run. Okay, and now we have Angela, and she has a little bit more health than the previous opponents. But still shouldn't really take much longer. Just gonna go in, do the usual medium, light, medium. And the opponents are cooperating quite nicely, you know, just dropping combos very frequently, playing quite aggressively, you know, and just making the fight flow. I mean, this is some seriously high damage per second. Simply phenomenal. Okay, Dex special 2 from up close so I can punish. Drop that special 2 and she goes down. Yeah, this is quite fun, you know. And it's just so easy, you know, like this is basically effortless questing. Okay, now we have Hulk Ragnarok, and he's got a bit more health than the previous opponents as well, including Angela. And he has basically 300,000 health. So this one might not be as quick as the others. Might need more than just that special 2. So I'm gonna hit his block a bit more in this fight, you know, just do a bit more damage without using up those glaive charges. He's even doing 4k mediums while critting through block. And this is gonna give me the Avenger mission, which is the last mission I need to get. Bit of the special 2, and just a bit short to take him out, but one more combo should be more than enough. And yeah, he goes down. Pretty simple fight. Okay, now moving on, we have Deadpool, and he's got a bit more regen than the other opponents. So ideally I would like to bait the special 1, just so I can keep his power fairly low, because he does increase his regen based on how much power he has. But at the same time, I don't want to be too idle or too passive, because then he'll just be healing in the meantime. So yeah, I do want to make sure that my special 2 will be enough to kill him, because he does trigger that regen as well when he reaches 20%. And that's a pretty big regen, and also based on his power. Right, the special 2 took him out pretty comfortably, and yeah, now Corvus is just steamrolling through this path now with 4 missions. As a rank 3 6-star with suicides, he just has so much reach to deal with these health pools, even with all the healing abilities. Okay, now we have Green Goblin, and this is our first tech champ with 4 missions, so the damage should be pretty nice here. Can expect some 100k level 2s. And oof, close to 12k mediums. Okay, that one did over 12k with 1 armor break. I'm not sure how his damage scales with the armor breaks. It seems like it's a bit inconsistent, you know. Like sometimes you do more damage with less armor breaks. But usually when you have a lot of armor breaks, you do a lot more damage. And then this happened. My game just started to crash and I had to restart the app. I don't know why that's been happening a lot lately, but yeah, it's quite annoying. So I'm just gonna go back into this fight and try again. So with Green Goblin, I don't want to play too aggressively because he can trigger that regen. So it's actually quite good to do medium light medium combos here. And this is about as good as it gets with Corvus. You know, 4 missions and class advantage. The damage is just so glorious. Lots of big yellow numbers, and basically every hit counts. Every hit is doing a substantial amount of damage, except for that one light attack that doesn't crit. Okay, and now we have Sabertooth, and this actually was the longest fight on the path. Just because A, he's got a lot of health, and combined with that regen, I actually ended up using 2 sets of glaive charges to take him down. Because, you know, the more you hit him, the more he regens. But either way, he's going to regen because he has Arc Overload. And that regen is not weak. When he has 10 stacks, he heals for about 1000 per tick. But yeah, I probably could have played this fight better, just to maximize the damage and hopefully get it down in one charge. Probably could have hit his block a lot more, just because that won't trigger his regen. And right now I only have 1 point in despair, so I'm not going to be lowering the regen rate that much with my debuffs. I might take it back up to 3 later, but I was just sort of trying to change masteries cheaply, so I only changed the offense tree. So right now I still do have level 4 Mystic Dispersion, which I might remove. So yeah, I'm going to throw a special 1 just before I run out of charges. And now I'm just going to carry on playing like normal while waiting for the charges to come back. So I know I can't really take him out without crits. So now I'm going to build to the special 3 because at least it doesn't rely on crits for damage. And it avoids recoil. Although with Corvus, recoil isn't really an issue, you know, since most fights end with 1 special 2. And I mean, we got here with pretty much full health. And also just taking no damage from bleed debuffs just helps so much when running suicides. Okay, so I throw the special 3 and it does about 18,000 damage. Which is a lot more than any of the other hits I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the glaive charges to come back while, you know, dexing special 1. And yeah, I can't really take him out. You can see that his health pretty much remained the same, you know, during that whole phase when I didn't have charges. But now they come back, I can drop a big special 2 very soon, and that will take him out. Okay, so yeah, that one took a bit long. I mean, usually I wouldn't really use Corvus for every fight, you know, for that fight I might actually prefer to use Doom. But yeah, Corvus still works pretty fine for it. And now we get into the mini-boss, the last fight on this path, which is going to be Guillotine 2099. Now she doesn't have any loco nodes, she has the same nodes as everyone else, but she does have a larger health pool. Because Guillotine's actually quite a squishy champ, she's a bit on the low end when it comes to health, but this one has over 300,000 because she's a mini-boss. Okay, so let's go in with Corvus, and I was actually hitting her here knowing that I could miss at any time. I didn't really bother playing around it because I didn't need to. I didn't feel like using a heavy attack because that will cost me a couple of glaive charges. You know, I can always just wait for the invisibility to go away before I start hitting her again. Now I want to push her to a special 2 just so she can't power drain me with the special 1. And this time I do punish her with the heavy attack because I realized that I could have done half this fight using half my charges without a special 2. So trying to maximize damage is actually unnecessary at this point because the crits are just so thick that we got it down to 34% with just 17 crits before using the special 2, which will just wipe her out. So that special 2 did about 105,000 damage, and yeah, that's pretty standard. So yeah, Corvus just bulldozed through that path like it was nothing, and I know it's not the most difficult path, it's actually quite an easy one for Act 6 Chapter 4. But the opponents are still pretty stacked in terms of stats, and Corvus just made that look like it was Act 5. And now we have the Hydra Adaptoid boss, and this is a fight where I figured Corvus would work pretty well for, you know, just thanks to the Matador node. But I've never actually seen or heard of people using Corvus for it, which kind of surprised me, because this is actually quite a fun fight with Corvus. So now I'm going to go in with Corvus, and my strategy here is just to utilize the Matador node to throw lots of big special 2s without using up glaive charges. So that's why I'm sort of hitting his block, also because he has Limber. I want to make sure that I save my parry stun duration for when I really need them, so I actually don't want to parry too much in this fight. Okay, so he gets the power gain again. Now I'm just waiting for the special 1 to be thrown so I can gain 2 bars of power. Although, sometimes you won't actually gain power if you have the tech mission, because Corvus does lower ability accuracy against tech champs by 25%, and that does seem to bypass Force of Will in this scenario. So I was actually lucky that I didn't get it the 3rd time, because I would have gotten 3 bars of power, which I don't want, because I want to throw a special 2. So now it's at 69% after the first special 2. Then I parry and throw a special 2 slightly early, because ideally I want that last hit to connect when he's not unstoppable. But fortunately he doesn't punish me for it, and even if he did try to, I would have just evaded with the Nick Fury synergy. Okay, so now I'm getting close to the corner, so I want to just hit him a little bit to get some space. But yeah, you can see he's actually going down pretty quickly, just due to the Matador node along with these power gain, allowing me to throw lots of big special 2s. So once again, beta special, then wait out the unstoppable. You'll try to hold block to avoid him throwing the special attack, because he does trigger unstoppable every time he does throw a special attack. And yeah, one more special 2 should do it. So yeah, Corvus just absolutely destroyed this Adaptoid. And this was by far the easiest solo I've ever done on this fight. It only took about 1.5 minutes and 31 hits. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And also, do let me know if you want to see Corvus in any particular piece of content, as long as it's not a fight that's deep in the abyss or something like that, you know, so I don't have to spend a bunch of revives and time to get there. But yeah, I'm going to be having fun with them for the next 2 weeks and just seeing what else he can do. And as always, thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.